Nearly everything about Season 4 has been a step in the right direction for Halo Infinite. We've got new content on a more regular basis, new maps, both dev and through Forge. We've got new modes like Infection and Squad Battle Classic BTB. We've got new equipment. The QT is kind of badass. The shop items, whether or not you want to buy them, are kind of drippy now. The only thing that seems to kind of deteriorate with every update is the movement. I noticed this back when the season first came out, and I made a video detailing all the changes to movement. So if you'd like to know, I've linked it in the description, but just in general, things felt like sluggish and clunkier than usual. Certain techniques, especially slide techniques, are less consistent, less effective than they used to be. But the point is, those changes may not have been intentional. 343 has heard our feedback, and they will be reverting a few things in the near future. Essentially, balance has been restored in the Halo universe, and I am a very happy boy. Thank you, 343. And that's not all the changes and new content coming to Halo Infinite as soon as this Wednesday. We've got an article from Utashek. I'm going to do a quick run through and share my thoughts. Dare I say, I feel kind of good about Halo Infinite and its future if 343 can keep making updates like this.
Been talking about doing Forge remakes of a bunch of the classic maps, fan favorites, right? We've done Plaza, we've done Pit, and we wanted to go ahead and do Countdown, which is a fan favorite from Reach. Lots of memories from social.
Lots of bad memories on my part.
for some competitors, maybe some bad memories.
Guy, I'll be honest.
But we decided to bring it back with some new flavor.
First, we got this new Forge map called Dredge. I'm going to be honest, 343. I think you got to work on the map names, all right? Empyrean, Solitude, Dredge. It sounds dreadful. I like Countdown. I'm a fan of Countdown. I don't know. They talked about it last weekend at the SSG Invitational. We just have this image. This is all we have to go off of. This is not a one-for-one recreation. It's a reimagining. Apparently, you can see there's some subtle differences here. One thing I noticed right away is the lack of a railing. There's typically an outer railing here that worked for cover. For Infinite, you would be able to curb slide off that for a faster rotate. That's no longer there, so you've got less cover. I guess the only difference is you could slide off of one level down to a lower level more quickly. There's a box here too. So it looks like they've created new lanes and new ways to access the upper levels of the map. I think one of the big criticisms for me personally with Countdown is it was either you're taking the long ramp way, or you're going up a series of lifts that were camped, basically. People camping at the top of lifts kind of made for an unfun experience, I think. So now we have a teleporter, it seems, on the bottom of this side, the opposite side of the map. I think there's still lifts leading up to both of these, cubbies here. It's going to play very differently, especially with the repulsor, the grapple in play, and of course, Infinite's movement. Clutch, who is on the Competitive Insights team at 343, mentioned the map was not designed with competitive play in mind. It may turn up in a few ranked playlists, but not competitive. And I trust his opinion, so I guess we'll wait and see. It does seem very open, right? Very vertical and very open sightline with no cover, so might be kind of tricky to play. Community requests. You asked. We answered. In addition to a new multiplayer map, the Halo Infinite team has been focusing their efforts on top community requests. Let's take a look at some of the feedback topics. So BTB fans will be happy to know that they've improved Pelican vehicle drops. I don't play a ton of BTB, but it says to bring Pelican deliveries closer in line with those expectations. We've improved the system to deliver the same vehicles on both sides of the map in the same wave. It's funny how, we've got this whole argument about whether or not Halo Infinite is like too competitive. Halo isn't meant to be competitive. And I understand that there's this fun like party aspect to playing Halo, but even in social modes, balance and competitive integrity does matter, right? So, good that one side of the map doesn't get a tank and the other gets like a warthog, let's say. We've got fire team improvements as well. That means that the intro camera sequences at the start of each game, the lineup shot with 4 Spartans will prioritize showing members of your fire team. So you're going to get the full look at your fire team with you and your buddies together as a squad during the intro sequence. Apparently there was an issue with that in Season 4. We got the Overkill Extermination medal coming to Halo Infinite as well. There are not many feelings that can match the rewarding sensation of taking down an entire enemy team and hearing Jeff Steitzer say extermination. So I guess that means that he's going to say it, because they haven't actually mentioned that he's going to say extermination, just that the medal's coming out. But I assume, it's not complete unless Jeff Steitzer also says extermination. Of course, classic medal, throwback to all the Halo 3 montages. We'd see overkill exterminations. If you wipe out a full team with an overkill, everybody's down on spawn, it's an extermination. So that's pretty cool. This one I like a lot. Death cam improvements. I think if you're a competitive fan, you're going to appreciate this one too. But while this topic was a bit more niche, we saw posts and comments asking for improvements in this area. The team was happy to jump on it. Our reasoning for going with static death cam. So when you die, you can't control the death cam. It just focuses on whoever killed you. They said was to help ensure a fair environment in which a team could only gather information that was earned. So they don't want you to get free info by cycling the death cam. But that used to be kind of a competitive component of the game. Like, your ability to cycle the death cam and see things and call it out was kind of, part of the meta, so to speak. Starting next week, after you've fallen in combat, you'll be able to rotate your death cam to look around while spectating teammates, much like in previous titles. We expect this extra bit of freedom to encourage even better teamwork and improve communication while players wait to respawn. Additionally, to help make sure you can spectate your teammates even faster, we've increased the speed at which you can cycle through players on your death cam. That's pretty cool. So just swapping between players, you get more info more quickly, all helps for teamwork and communication. I wonder if you'll be able to go back to your dead body, because currently once you leave your dead body, you can't come back to it. So just being able to rotate back to your own cam where your body was, that's a huge source of information. So we'll find out, but this will definitely change the meta. This will be interesting. For all the Halo Forge junkies out there, you'll be happy to see the reactive water plane they're now adding on Wednesday. So it says Season 4 brought the first appearance of a placeable and scalable water object in Forge, but it was a static water plane. So now we got a reactive water plane that you can use on your maps in Forge. You can shoot it, walk through it, throw nades to it, and it reacts like real water, which, that's pretty cool. Nice step in the right direction, I think, especially for forgers who are trying to create maps that kind of like make parity, like with dev maps. Like the best, the future that I dream of for Halo is when we can't even discern the differences between Forge and a dev map. And then we could just build insane, incredible competitive maps that look beautiful at the same time. So the closer we can get to that, the happier I'm going to be as a Halo fan for sure. So I'm sure people are happy to see reactive water. That's pretty cool. We also got some quality of life updates, bug fixes. It says, in addition to the introduction of the reactive water plane, Forge will also get some extra love and polish in this update. A quality of life update to our Forge menu folders means creators will be able to expand and collapse all the folders in each menu with a single action. So if you use Forge, I don't use Forge, but if you use Forge, it sounds convenient. And last, but definitely not least, my favorite thing about this entire article, even more fixes for top community reported issues such as personal AI voice resetting, bringing Slide back to parity with its Season 3 behavior, multiple observer and theater bugs, and stability improvements for all platforms. I'm very curious. What are they changing, right? So the biggest thing, obviously, bringing Slide back to parity with Season 3 behavior. That's a massive W. 343, thank you for listening to feedback, listening to the community on this. I think that's incredible. Season 3 sliding was just smoother and more consistent than it is now in Season 4. The curb slide technique is going to be much more reliable and approachable to hit now, I think, for new people kind of getting into the game. And it also is going to open up more jumps and routes for somebody like me, especially on Solitude. I can't wait to try it out on Solitude. Also, the wall jumps and the wall kicks were possible in Season 3. So assuming they don't take that out, that should still be possible after this update as well. So hopefully we got all of that. Are they changing the collision is a big question I have. Also, the collision, placement of the collision on the Spartan and the environment or something changed in Season 4, and it removed ghost jumping and changed how it feels to jump and interact with skill jumps on the maps. It also might be the reason why we suddenly have super bouncing in Season 4. On some part of me likes the super bouncing. The Halo 2 kid in me thinks that it's pretty cool that you can do this, and I've seen the Mint Blitz clips, and they're awesome. The issue is the inconsistency and the kind of randomness that it seems to create, especially on Solitude. We have players just randomly bouncing off of stuff and dying because of it. So if somehow the developers were able to find a way to make super bouncing into an actual technique that was skillful and could be used in reliable locations on a map, that would be pretty sick. I would embrace it then. Right now, I'm kind of iffy, right? Because it's the stuff that Mint is hitting is sick, but, players dying in randomness is not, right? So there's got to be kind of a... Crazy that I'm saying this, but there's got to be more of a readability to kind of how to perform it and how to use it effectively. So I guess we'll wait and see what all those changes are. Thankfully, we won't have to wait very long, and the Halo support patch notes page will have all of those details as soon as the update drops. There's also multiple observer and theater bug fixes and stability improvements coming as well, which is very exciting. I'm going to try not to get my hopes up too much, but observer, over the last weekend, one big bug that I noticed was the blank snipe shots. It happens all the time on observer. you hit a snipe, or it looks like the player hit a snipe, but it didn't hit the opponent. So it's as if they're getting blanks, basically. But on their POV, they're probably just whiffing the snipe, right? So just not seeing that would be nice. I think it probably confuses a lot of viewers who think the shot landed, but it didn't land. Theater bugs. One that really stands out is the kill feed. I would love to see the kill feed throughout the entire game, especially for my coaching sessions. It's helpful to see the kill feed, and also when a player dies and the camera shifts off of him and you can't come back to that player's camera until they respawn again, that is super inconvenient. So hopefully we can always swap to the player we want and the camera doesn't leave them when they die and we have to continue cycling until they spawn. And that's it. Depending on what kind of Halo fan you are, maybe none of this is a game changer for you. And honestly, that's understandable. It's not a very large update by any means. But for somebody like me who's a dedicated fan, I think just the fact that 343 are taking the time to address and reply and, revert things, just all based on community feedback, I think is a massive step in the right direction. It feels really good. Hopefully we continue to see some good progress here and more content. I don't ever expect Infinite to hit like Fortnite levels of fame, but if we have a happy community, we got nowhere to go but up, I think. So let me know what you guys think of this update. What is your favorite part about it? Are you looking forward to it? Let me know in the comments. Also, thank you to my Patreon supporters. By the way, everybody on the way supporting me, helping me make this content and keep making content really means a lot to me. If you guys want to support me on Patreon, I got a link in the description. We're playing custom game night very soon. Actually, we got to schedule another custom game night. But that's it for now. If you like these Halo discussions, you want more content just like it right here, this is the way.